So, actually, fear and the sadistic delight of self-destruction were the last ideas to remain in the simulator before it blinked out of existence. This stinging sensation seemed to be the physical symptoms of this stripping of everything that made up the created consciousness of every individual in the simulator demise. The multitudes would only be aware of this stinging sensation in the physical bodies, not realizing it manifested throughout all aspects, all vehicles of their personal selves, because it was a complete erasing of the personal self from the astral to the etheric, and also on a collective scale, the collective consciousness agreements that make up the overall design of this particular simulator were also being compacted to the focal point and deleted, and so whole chunks of the realms and what makes them up were simply gone, as that which maintained their construction, the agreements through the overall consciousness, was erased. As I observed from my multiple viewpoints, as I had a very expansive, real awareness overview, I could see the simulator and all the pieces simply winking out of existence. Suddenly, a feature would be gone, a feature that is a standard of creational life, like the ground, or the sky, or a certain colour, or the idea of television, say, as that which had agreed and decided the perpetuated presence of each feature of overall experience was erased. So the feature of creation that stemmed from the agreement that made it so was gone. Interestingly, as these agreements, these overall decisions to aspects of creation were erased, there would be no memory of them either in the created consciousness, individually or collectively. How can you remember something that has been removed from the consciousness entirely, removed from the mental body, and removed from the causal body, removed entirely from the created consciousness throughout all the eons of its construction overall? A deletion of the consciousness that makes it so, that the feature the consciousness maintained in creation was now absent. In my real awareness view, I was aside from the personal self, so the erasing of part of the consciousness that resulted in the absence of a feature of creation and including the memory of it didn't affect my ability to realize what was being removed and deleted from creation, one idea at a time. For as I said, if you remove the consciousness agreement to a feature in its entirety, including then the memory of it, it's as though it never was in the created consciousness. So from the personal self-perspective, you can't know what is now absent, but the real awareness is beyond the limitations of the personal self and this situation. So from the real awareness view, you would know what has been erased. As you can imagine, all this caused panic, but a bewilderment also, as every personal self was being undone, deconstructed, and the creational simulator, the created consciousness maintains, was becoming less accordingly. Visually, this looked as though the very atoms of every individual and the worlds they stood in were being fragmented and sucked into this focal point. Colour, sound, visual features, all being absorbed and deleted, like a huge vacuum cleaner that is so powerful. It sucks in everything indiscriminately. If you ever saw the movie The Yellow Submarine, there is a point in the film where this vacuum cleaner on legs goes around sucking up everything. Cars, streets, people, colour, everything, until it just stands in a white nothingness. Then it sucks itself into itself and is gone, and then there is nothing. These final simulator moments looked just like that, where everything was stripped, fragmented, absorbed into this focal point, deleted, and then the focal point impacted in on itself, absorbing into itself, and was gone, and the simulator was no more. In a way, it was almost like a forced, and abrupt extraction, a separation of the real awareness from the personal awareness and self, and absent then of the created consciousness of the personal self and the creation it manifests, you would now be in your real awareness. But if you hadn't recognized the isness through the real awareness you now were in, if you hadn't taken the time to first recognize your real awareness and intent, and taken the time to recognize the is, it wasn't a benefit for you to now be in this position, in your real awareness, absent of your personal self, now deleted. For you, the real you, would of course now have to recreate another physical vehicle and place it in another simulator, or back into a new simulator that is recreated after the one you were in had imploded, as this one had. Because until you recognize the true reality of the is, you must remain in creation and continue your process through the personal self again until you do.
Wow, Kevin, that's just terrific. Okay, so telling your friends and neighbors this is a little difficult, I'm sure. Again, as they, most people don't pay attention. So, no, that's just terrific. We're getting a heads up here and a warning also that, yeah, you better pay attention and take nothing for granted, because you got to figure it out. So it's not necessarily about the experiences you have, but what you can see and be, and your intent. Very, very real. So this is for everybody.
Thank you for listening to this video, and if you want to hear more, subscribe to my channel to find further recordings, and to keep you updated with all the latest new presentation videos. Dwayne the Great Writer is making himself available for those who want to know more and see more and be more than just having another ordinary, unaware life on this purposely poisoned planet. Create your new session with Dwayne the Great Writer and discuss any topic you like. Here are some examples to discuss: personal, financial, relationships, dreams, government, 5G, GMO, chemtrails, vaccines, HARP, military, secret service, spying, subliminal taplining, conspiracy, angels, gods, fairies, ghosts, aliens, reptilians, religious, spiritual, governments, monarchy, and anything that pertains to what you are experiencing in this creation bubble, and also the real universes of real freedom. Learn to get your own answers. New sessions start at 30 minutes at $1. $1 into PayPal a minute, and can be as much time as needed. And yes, the way Dwayne writes his new words refers to something more than what is known here, and this is where you decide to recognize what is real now with all life, or continue on as you have, with just another personal life in an aging body form. Contact Kevin Smith UK and Dean Val USA on Facebook and YouTube. Additionally, an official new presentation club is now available. The New Awareness Club, membership to which is $1 per month through PayPal. Click on the New Awareness website link below the description of this video, and from there navigate to the forum site and register there, which serves as a home base for the club.